What's going on YouTube? Today we got a special one for you. As you guys can see, behind me is my 2013 WRX hatchback on a full-blown rotated setup, full STI conversion, and Haltech ECU setup. So today I just wanted to go over a little bit about the Haltech setup, a little bit about the wiring, how it worked, and how it worked for me in my situation. I know a lot of people have had some questions about it, so let's get into it. So this is how she sits. The car is finally fully tuned. The car is making 760 all-wheel horsepower at 34 psi. I didn't put enough gate spring in it, so that's why we didn't end up pushing it to that 40-pound region, but she did amazing, made it off the dyno. Had a bunch of issues that I had to get worked out on my own, but this thing turned out crazy. So as you can see, we got the Haltech mounted in the glove box right there. UC-10 installed, Haltech keypad installed. So this thing's been an absolute riot to drive, and I've been super pumped and happy with it. All right, so as you guys can see, whole Haltech setup is in. We have the pink toad, if you know. But we have the UC-10 ECU, the UC-10 digital dash in. We have the Haltech Nexus in, as well as the CAN keypad. So there's a couple of questions that I keep getting asked about this entire setup. So I wanted to go a little more in depth with how it works now that it's installed and completely tuned. There's quite a bit. So as you can see, this is the full display for the cluster that P&L set up for me. As you can see, it has a bunch of different readings, whether it's ethanol, AFR, fuel pressure, IAT temps, boost target, estimated oil pressure, coolant temperature sensor, and boost. You have fuel level working right there. You have RPM, and you have mile per hour. So definitely super cool. It also does tell you what gear you're in, which I will show you guys in a second. The CAN keypad is cool too, because you can actually utilize this to change your screen. So if you see, when I press this button, the screen will change. And I have this, it's essentially like the Haltech Triple Hero screen, where it'll tell you your odometer, again, boost target right there, oil pressure, fuel pressure, coolant temp, oil temp, and IAT and voltage and whatnot. So lots of cool information. You can get really crazy with the screen and get super custom with it. I have not quite yet, just because the car's working, tells me everything I need to know. No need to really change it. But there are quite a bit of other settings. So here we have boost. This right here is rotational idle. We have DCCD, which is controlled by these two buttons right here. AC, because I have the Nexus S2, there wasn't enough IO to actually add the AC switch, so it had to go right here, which is fine, not a big deal. And thermal fan. Hitting this button, if you hear, I don't know if you can, will activate all the fans in the car. So super cool button you have right there. But let's get into some more nitty-gritty stuff. So we got the car running right here, and this is kind of what I wanted to show you guys. With DCCD, this is essentially how you function it. All the way to that key right there is the last one that it lights up. P&L has that set up to full lock. So everything before that is all the way to full lock. So super cool that P&L is able to give you DCCD when it comes to this. The wiring for it is super easy, and I can walk you guys through that right now. And sorry, before we actually get into that, one more feature I want to show you is the boost level. This is why you want to read boost target on your car. You'll see when I cycle the button, it changes what the actual boost target is. So you can see where your boost target is set to and what you're targeting for boost pressure. And you can switch between all your different maps, which is probably one of my favorite settings. You can kind of size up cars, see how much boost you're going to need, whether you need kill or not. So definitely super cool to have that usability. Obviously on a Cobb you can't get map switching on the fly like that, and it is literally as easy as hitting a button. If you can see that number changing right there, so super cool to have that there as well. All right, so if you didn't watch the last video, go back and watch it. You'll actually get to see the physical wiring for this, but the way that we run our flex fuel harness when you use the P&L Motorsports kit is off of the rear O2 and the transmission plug. Essentially, they make you an adapter that goes from your OEM transmission plug to the DCCD portion of the transmission. And it also incorporates rear O2. So it uses transmission plug off the OEM connector and the rear O2, and it goes to flex fuel and to DCCD. To control DCCD, it's just a power and ground, and then all of their calibration happens within the ECU. So super nice that they do that. It's one of the reasons I picked P&L, because you get that DCCD control with the Haltech itself. So super sweet that they give that to you. All right, so the next thing I wanted to show you guys was this right here. This is a pretty cool button. This does rotational idle, which is pretty unique to Haltech. And when you click it, it chops like crazy. So essentially, the function of rotational idle is to cool your car down. It cuts a cycle. And it sounds so damn cool. The next thing I wanted to show you guys was the gear indicator right there. If you guys see, every time that I shift, car knows what gear it's in. From what I was told by my tuner, the Haltech loves to know what gear it is in, so it's not having those sync issues that it's famous for on Subarus. That is one of the biggest reasons why that issue can occur. So making sure you know what gear it's in is super important. And that can be configured in the Haltech with knowing you have to go a certain mile per hour in every gear to actually configure that. But once you do, you don't get sync issues. I haven't had a single sync issue with this thing like some people report having and do have. Now, if you guys have questions more about the wiring, please go back and watch my last video. I took a lot more time to explain it. But the cool thing that I love when going to Haltech is you're able to reuse a lot of the stuff that worked with the cob. For example, my fuel pressure sensor harness is the one that I use for the access port that adapted into the cob. The IET sensor is the exact one from iWire that works with cob. And the 5-bar map sensor upgrade is the exact same one that works with cob. So getting to utilize those harnesses definitely has some cost savings to it. They're not the biggest in the world, but they do a good job at keeping the cost of the Haltech down. You don't need to buy all these additional sensors when you can just have your merge harness, communicate with it, and adapt to the factory harness. So super cool that you're able to do it. Definitely makes getting into the Haltech a lot less scary when it comes to the wiring portion of things. So super sweet that they do that. Now, the rotational idle is super cool. Love that. It was definitely an amazing thing that they could add. But the next thing that I wanted to go over was rolling anti-lag. So in this car right here, rolling anti-lag is right off the cancel button. So you hit it right here and rolling anti-lag will initiate. I'll throw a video down right now.
Oh fuck. Flashlight okay or we turned off?
Yeah, rolling anti-lag is definitely one of my favorite features that we've added to this thing. Super fun to use, super fun to mess with, super fun to, build boost before actually launching. The best thing about P&L that I can super vouch for and love with them is that everything is set up safe. The rolling anti-lag on the switch is set up to be injection cut instead of ignition cut. Takes a little bit longer to build as opposed to ignition cut, but is 100 times more safer than ignition cut. Definitely doesn't sound as rowdy, but still, gets the blood flowing, and it's way safer for the car. So again, one of those features that super happy to add, and definitely happy to have it be safe with the car and make sure that the car is going to last a long time. So essentially, the last feature I really wanted to go over as far as hardware is the wideband. When you upgrade to the Nexus series of ECU, the wideband plugs directly into the ECU. So your harness, you can just make a loom off of it that goes straight to the wideband. And when you do that, it just plugs directly into the wideband. No need for the additional WB1 controller. You just get that and you're good to go. So super amazing stuff when going to the Nexus series. That's why I prefer the Nexus series over the Elite. You know, there's not a lot of additional cost. And when you factor that in, needing that for your wideband, it's pretty much the cost difference between going Elite versus Nexus. So make sure you're going Nexus, guys. Doesn't make sense to not do it. It's really a no-brainer. So guys, definitely super pumped to be able to show you guys more on the Haltech. It's definitely super fun having it. It definitely gives you a lot more features that works. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I also wanted to say one more thing. For those of you who have a Subaru and need working fuel level on the Haltech, from iWire and everybody who will give you an adapter harness tells you to pin it to a certain pin on the bottom on the body control module. If you are getting crazy signals and it's jumping values all crazy, all you have to do is de-pin it from the body control module, and once you do, fuel level will start working and you'll get a stable signal. So that is a bit of sorcery for you guys when you're moving over to the Haltech side of things. Please remember that, because I was chasing that issue forever and I found that out by luck. So definitely make sure you guys are taking that into account. But again, super happy with the Haltech stuff. Super happy to get it to where it's at now, working and driving and running perfectly. I will go ahead and leave you guys off with some pull videos of it ripping and whatnot. Had an amazing time street tuning this thing. If you guys have any questions when it comes to Haltech or my car, feel free to drop them below and I'm more than happy to make a video for you guys about it. But this thing is amazing and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys love it. Definitely more to come as always, but feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys.